Hello and welcome to Slashie's Midnight Coding Sessions number 10. I am Slashie and I am an indie game developer, and today I'm going to be working in a roguelike which is called the Abyss of Bringlia, a new roguelike. And this is an interesting project because basically what we're doing here is we're taking a very old game that I made around 2006. That's a long time ago. And then we're building on top of it, creating a new game, which is pretty cool. Yesterday I had another session here on Twitch. It was a silent session, but I managed to add some new graphics to it. And today what I'm going to do is support for NPCs that tell you a little bit of the history of the world and the setting of the world, and also add the possibility to have items that also reveal a little bit of the lore of the world. So that's the idea. We'll see how that goes. Um, Basically, I'm doing this so that other people from Slashware can pick up from this and work this week to add a lot of interesting content that tells a little bit more about the game. So let's first run the game so you have an idea of what the game is like and what we're doing. So this is a game that is made in Java, which is weird. Right now, lately, I'm not using Java anymore for games. This is kind of a legacy Java code, um, but it still works. Oh, before, let me fix something here. For some reason, this always goes bad. Need to revert some automatic changes that are done in here that prevent the project from running. That should do it. Oh, right. Okay. Need to refresh the project here on Eclipse. Still not good. Let me restart. It's a bit crazy with Eclipse. This is actually brings a lot of memories of these first games that I made, these first roguelikes. Okay. Crap. Well, it's not working for some reason. Oh, it removed again. I don't know why it's doing this. Like, it's removing the Java nature from the project, and that is why it cannot run. And I don't know what is doing this. So let's remove this from here. Also here. And let's try running it. Let's try not refreshing, but rather just restarting Eclipse. This always happens when you are live coding. Like, you really want to do some cool stuff, but you can't because it won't run. And again, it's removing the nature, the Java nature from the project. I have no idea why it's happening or what is causing that. It started happening yesterday. If we go to the project properties, project natures, let's see what happened with the, maybe there's a problem with the current compiler a 1.8, the GRE is 1.8, so that's old, but that's what this uses. Let's try adding back the Java nature from here. I don't know why this is happening. Apply. All right, so the nature, some error, JNI error. Okay. CRL.min has been compiled by a more recent version, 55, and this is 52. What? Clean this. This is crap. All right, that's better. So this is the game right now. It's based on Drash roguelike, but we now have some cool graphics, and basically all along this week we have been working on improving this game so that it's much more playable and less obscure, because it had a lot of weird stuff that was not explained anywhere. There was a manual, but it was, nobody reads the manuals nowadays. And even with the manual, there were a lot of things that were not really explained. So this week we were fixing all that, and then yesterday I was just like changing all the graphics, and we're still a long way to go. But as I mentioned at the start of the stream, what we're going to do today is adding support for NPCs. So how we're going to accomplish this? This project uses XML for the data of the monsters or the beings. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some additional monsters there. So we're going to hit monster.xml, test NPC, and I'm going to, so this file defines the different monsters that you can find in the game, and the selector or the AI module that that race of monsters uses, and the parameters for it. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to create a new type of selector, which is just NPC, and we're adding these dialog lines to that selector. We're keeping a lot of the other things for the NPCs because we want them to be like just normal killable enemies, because this is a roguelike. So if you want to attack an NPC, you should be able to do it. But yeah, so this is going to be it. Now I'm going to close all other tabs, and then I'm going to open the monster loader. This is the thing that reads the XML file and loads it into definition of players. So this is very old code, but it's fun to work in this. I really like feel like a trip to the past. So we are going to check if this selector is NPC, selector NPC, similar to how it does with selector basic. If that's the case, the selector is going to be a new NPC AI. We're going to create that class. And we are going to also, the way that this parser works is via events. So we have to manually catch all the different types of tags related to everything in the file. So we need to handle dialog lines, dialog line, and selector NPC. So if local name is dialog lines, current vector. Can I use generics here? Well, I think like we can because we are. This was originally written for Java 1.4 and there were no generics there. But since we are compiling for 1.8, we should be able to do this, and I think it's worth improving. All right, so current dialog lines. So when we receive, this is a, what's the name of this parser? I forgot. SAX parser. Fun, fun memories. So if that's this, then we create a new vector of strings. I think this should be it. And then we are going to do this MPC AI current selector dot set dialog lines, current dialog lines. And for the other one, when we have a new dialog line, we just add it here. And I wonder how we get the text. So we have to look for similar stuff that already exists here, and I don't see that anywhere. We are only using attribute values here. Fun. So we gotta look for a way for this to give us the text or the content of AT. What is AT? AT is an attribute list and it's deprecated. But that's what we have. Um, we're going to push, no, add, yes, add at.get length. No, we don't need the attribute list. We need the actual node of the XML file. Start element, document handler. Receive notification at the beginning of an element. And element for every start element. SAX. Ha. Where will this take us? Let's explore SAX, Java, SAX start element. I think there should be like, oh, here it is. How to get elements value from XML uses SAX parser. Start document, start element. I think we need something like start text or something like that. We need this, yeah, this is just what we need. Attributes list, attributes. You can get the element's name. Values you should get in characters. Characters? Okay, yes. Class. What is this? Why does it say class? Start element attributes. How do we get characters? Yeah, yeah, it's a different. So we have to set these booleans. Is first name? When is it set? When you are in start element. Okay, characters. This is very archaic. Archaic? Like what the hell? But let's give it a go. So they want us to add a new overridden method. Oh, here it is. But it's empty. So basically what they want us to do here is we need a boolean that controls that we are inside um current dialogues. So if local name is dialog line, we are just going to set something like is current context. This is so ugly. Is dialog line. Okay. And then we do something like if current tag. Yeah, current tag looks sounds better. Current tag. If current tag is dialog line, then we get the current dialog lines and add that new string, which is going to be this. Yeah, I wonder if that's going to work. We're going to need some good old system that out that print line adding this string. We can remake it, I believe. It's not spent or anything like that. Okay, so we need to add some infrastructure here. First off, we need, wait, I need the errors. Give me the errors, yeah, current tag, okay. We need a private string, current tag. Okay, we also need NPC AI to exist. So we're going to create it based on Wonder2Player AI. We are going to create a new class here, which is called NPC AI. And we are just going to copy this for the moment. Copy this here. This AI is used by, this looks better here, up. This AI is used by, what is Monster AI? It has range attacks. It can be derived, but the range attacks are optional and it can select action and it has an ID. Yeah, we can use it. So NPC AI and this AI is used by NPCs that do not that don't attack the player. They just wander randomly and say a dialogue line if the player bumps. And actually, I was thinking about it yesterday. It doesn't look like I mean, we have put the dialogue lines as an attribute of the um, selector, but actually, I believe they are more better suited to be attributes of the NPC or the monster race itself. So let's move that. Yeah, let's do it right. So I'm going to just set an empty selector here, and the dialog lines will be part of the actual race of the monster. That changes a little bit of what we wanted to do here, but I think that's better. For now, we're going to leave it like this. Just change this here, leave this infrastructure here. Um, let's go back to here. NPC AI cannot be resolved because we haven't imported it probably, but it does exist now. So control space fixes the import. We have a problem here, and in here we actually don't need this. the dialog lines are set for the race, which is the MD, the monster definition. That's how we call races here. So just this current MD, set dialog lines, and then we need to go to the monster definition and create that vector of dialog lines. Where did I create it before? Okay, here. Yeah, it's something similar to this because it's a reference to, but it's just the dialog lines. And we need a setter for that. And for now, that should be it because we're just populating it. But we're going to need a getter when we're going to use them to actually display. Okay, so there's that. We are going to load this into the game, but first we need to encrypt the XML because that's how this worked. So we run the monster encryptor, this one. We're going to run it as a Java application. Where did it run? We're going to see if the monster EXML file was updated. Seems like it was. With the addition of the test NPC, we manually copy that file here in the data folder. Let's refresh it and copy that into the distro data directory. Replace it there and then run the game. Okay, we need to add a new appearance for the test NPC. So we go to the GFX appearances and we create a new one for him NPCs. We need a new one for the test NPC, and it's going to be it's going to look, so let's go to the tile set, the favorite part of internet. People likes looking at graphics, it seems, but it doesn't want to open for some reason. Maybe it no longer exists to that name. So here it is. For some reason it's not loading correctly the transparent color. So let's reset up that. And how will this test NPC look? We are going to need a grid 32 by 32. And let's, well, it's an NPC, it's a test NPC. I will pick this cleric type of character. So we can actually do something here. So far we have used the looking to the right sprite for monsters. Let's change some conventions so that for NPCs we use the looking to the front sprite. So it would be, if you see here in the bottom, graphic scale has the coordinates for the sprite 13.2, but the coordinates in this code base are not 0 base, but 1 base, the starting one. So we gotta add one. So it's going to be 14.3. Okay. And now we run again the game. And here's the two things that we put. So it seems like it loaded them at the first attempt. So that's good. Now we need to add that test NPC. Somewhere level generation patterns. The avatar cell is the first level. This is where we start. And this should have a way to add monsters. If we look at other fixed levels like this, oh, this is a big spoiler. I will not show it to you. Let's look at this one. This is a lesser spoiler. So this one has monsters in the char characters map. So we're going to steal this from here and move to the avatar cell and put in the shard map, we're going to put the 6. 6 is going to be granite floor with monster test NPC. And we're going to put the 6 just here. And initially it's going to have the NPC AI if it loads correctly. But we haven't reprogrammed that AI, so it's just going to do the wonder to player AI. But we can fix that now. I think this is going to be super simple. So we will always wonder if we are not close to the player, we will just do nothing. And I think this should support doing nothing by returning null. Let's look at other AI modules. Yeah, so we can return null. So if the player is not nearby, we just do nothing. Actually, what am I doing? No, that's not how it's going to work. We're going to wander randomly. So it's going to be this. And we always will have something to do. The change will be the speed or the frequency that we use. If it's walkable, direction to monster. Okay, so this is not it. We want a real random walk, not just a fallback. Is this it? Direction to monster? No. Patrol. Uh, uh, yeah, actually, let's just not have this logic. We want a super simple walk randomly thing. This is the simplest possible AI module. It just walks randomly. Don't need any of these imports. Probably the ID I was using when I did this was a bit less advanced in the static analysis of the source code. Okay, let's see how it runs. That's the test NPC and it's just walking randomly. It's a bit quick. It did attack me because we need to change the logic. We need to mark it as being an NPC somehow so that when it walks, it doesn't attack you. So we're going to do that right now. By NPC, it's going well. Monster.xml. So we're going to change a couple of things here. Walk cost is going to be much more costly. 200 units of time. I think the normal walking cost for the player in units of time. Let's try to find out. No, let's go to the walk action. Get cost. Okay. So it's always like base walk cost, and then it gets some bonuses. It's 50. 50 is the base walk cost. So for these NPCs, we want probably that for each 5 times the player moves, this is going to move once or something like that. So let's do it, yeah, 250 should be good. And then we need to mark it as an NPC. This NPC, we could do that, or we could just check what the AI module or the action selector is. I don't know what I like more. Yeah, I think who, what should we do? Let's make it explicit. So this is not JSON. We only have string attributes here. So we add it there, and we change again the monster loader so that when the monster is being loaded, we just check something here. I wonder why this is all deprecated and what it was deprecated in favor of. But it's no time to question that. To get value, we're going to check for is NPC. And if we have a value there, actually we're going to do something current monster definition that set NPC is going to be at.getValue NPC is not null. And by default it's going to be false. So then we check if this equals true. It's similar to the way that is done here. Actually, let's keep this X structure. And let's do this. Let's go here and let's add the Boolean NPC. And let's add the set NPC and is NPC. Let's uppercase this because this is the correct way. This is the way. Set here. And in the NPC AI, we do monster walk. Monster walk does execute, tries to land at that destination. I think we can leave monster walk. We will just change this so that we only attack. Where is the attack? So here is the attack. Try hit. If there's a destination cell and it's walkable and it doesn't have a monster and it's on the same height, and here we are checking, is the player there? If not, then we just walk there. We will only try to hit the player if our monster definition tell us that we are not NPCs. If we are not NPCs, then we attempt to attack the player. That's it. We save here. We encrypt the monster file again. Something weird happened here. It put a lot of code coverage things. Oops. Why? I did not want to do this. Alright, we go to the data here, refresh, get the EXML and put it here in data and run this again. Let's see. Now it should not be attacked, and as you can see, he moves much slower, much slower, which I think looks fine for an NPC. We are moving around him, trying to see if he attacks us, and he doesn't, but we do attack him and we can kill him. So that's what we're going to change now. We want to change it so that if we would attack like bumping an enemy, we will not attack him. Instead we will talk because it's an NPC and we want to know a little bit more about the world. So that's the next step. Let's go to the player class. Let's close all this, and I don't know how to disable that code coverage thing. Huh. Here? No. Oh my god. Project. I don't want to check the code coverage. Is it like testing coverage? Probably. How do I disable this? Alright. Let's find try hit. This is when we try to hit an enemy. Let's look all around for try hit. Unfortunately, we cannot find some references here in this installation of Eclipse. Player try hit. Okay, this is just what we just did. Counterattack, try hit. Let's look for references for this. Oops. Walk. You slash through them. So we need to, yeah, it's good that we found this because we don't want to also attack the monsters when they are NPCs and we are using some of the special skills like slash and um, half slash. For example, here we are going to override this. If m1 dot get definition, no, if f1 definition get monster definition, what? We cannot access the definition. Yeah, I think it's encapsulated. Oh, okay, so we're just going to do if m1 is NPC, then there's no monster there. And the same for m2. This is just so that if we're using a special skill like slash or backslash, then we don't try to hit them. That means we need an is NPC. Yeah, it's very similar to this. But that's not what we were looking for. Attack is the main thing that we are looking for. So execute somewhere. Charm walk. Let's leave it like this here so that we, if we are charmed, we by mistake may attack an NPC. That looks okay. That sounds okay. We need to see where attack is being referenced because we should have like a bump logic somewhere. Search for attack. Um, yeah, no, that's not good. We are going to have to switch to Visual Studio Code because that's working much better for me now to find references and stuff. So let's look for the attack class and let's look for references to it. So we are going to find the references. Main. We do have some UI things here. So attack is hooked to Control Alt. Um, and it's a special thing. We set it on the GFX UI. There should be some attack action here. Action advance, action target, action attack. And yeah, it's sent to the superclass. Superclass is user interface. Attack. References to attack are stored here. I just need to find, here it is. So what is this? If we are pressing an arrow key and there's a monster there, then we attack. And I could add a separate action like talk, but the problem is I will need to rehook that as a special action here at this level. Do I want to do that? Yes, I want to do things well. So if the monster is an NPC, we will not attack. We will instead talk. Okay? If it's not an NPC, then we attack. Now we just reuse talk action in that direction, and we are going to return that talk action. Now let's go here to attack, and let's add a new talk action here, and we will need to set this. So we find the references to this. This is set here in the superclass, but we are only going to use, no, that's not true. I also want to have the console user interface in the future, because this is going to be a real roguelike at some point. I mean that is going to have a character-based display. So actually let's leave that here. We're going to need the attack action and also the talk action. And we just assign it here. It's not a big deal. Talk action is going to be this. And it's going to complain everywhere, especially in the constructor of these two. So, but yeah, we're expecting that. So we're going to refresh here to get the changes from the Visual Studio Code. It's going to complain in here. We're going to need the talk action. We're going to need it here as well. We eventually will feed it. The same is going to happen here. This is what I wanted to avoid by setting it directly on the GFX user interface, but it's no big deal. Save all. We need to send the talk action after the attack action. So talk action is going to go here and here. And we need to actually instantiate it here. But yeah, as I mentioned, it's not a big deal. We just set it here. Talk action is new, talk. And of course, we need to create that talk. So we go there to attack and we copy attack as an action, and it's going to be called talk. And talk is going to be a very simple action. Execute it if if the performing of the player, well, there's some safeguards here from the past. We don't need a weapon to talk. We just need to get whoever is there. Here we talk. That's it. It's that simple. We don't need any of these. Maybe this one is going to be fun to include. No weapons. This is probably a big class because attack is a pretty complex action. And there's some skills at play here. But yeah, we don't need any of this. Where do you want to talk? Get direction, reload. We don't need that. Get cost. Cost, it's always going to be 50. Yeah. GFX. Can I return null here? Probably. Hmm. That All right, and then bar is never used. We are really simplifying. We could have picked a simpler action instead of attack. Attack is pretty big. So we get the level, we get the target position, we get the monster there. If there's a monster, if there is no monster, then we check. No, we can do this first. If we are talking to ourselves, let's just keep this here. Um, if there is no monster, similar message here, nobody to talk to there. This is normally not going to happen because we are not going to hook the talk action into any command. We're just going to call it like artificially from the user interface at bump. Okay. Now what we don't need to check is if the target monster can talk. If he cannot talk, and again this is probably not going to happen, not going to be a normal flow. Um, he cannot talk. This is not going to happen normally. I just want to include that because here we're going to pick a random dialog line. String dialog line is target monster dot get random dialog line, and actually what we can do here is do this before and then just check here if this is null. If it's not null, we just, for now, that can change in the future when the UI is improved, but for now we're just going to say the target monster get description says the dialog line. And in here, we're going to just escape this to put quote marks here and here. Um, that's going to be it. Now we need to implement this get random dialog line in the class monster. We already have the dialog lines in the definition, so public string get random dialog line. And we are just going to obtain dialog lines from the definition get dialog lines doesn't exist yet. So we go to the definition. We did add the dialog lines here, but it's never used. So we are going to add the getter for the dialog lines. And we are going to go back here and get the dialog lines. So if dialog lines is null or empty, then we return null here. Oh, it's a vector of strings, not an array. And then it doesn't have length, it has size. Yeah, size. Else we return a random, and then I need to check here if there's a random module already, or maybe it's part of the util. random element of vector. I wonder if it's going to work without generics, but let's give it a go. So in the monster class, we're going to return util dot random element of dialog lines. Is it going to comply because of the type? We are going to see. Cannot convert from object to string, but we will force it. Okay, that should be it. We already have the data, so let's give it a go. Ah, I attacked him. I killed him. Something did not work. It's like I kept... Oh, well, I did not add the... What happened? Did I add the talk action somewhere? I wonder if I did. So if we go to the main class, talk is here, and I am sending it here to the GFX UI. Talk action is being sent here. Is NPC is it loaded? I forgot if we loaded that. We're going to check that in a bit. Because talk action, oh, the references are working, is not being used anywhere. Whereas attack is being used in some places, like here and here. So what happened here is that I did not refresh this. No, that was not it. I think I did not save here. So we're going to say bold, but there's a problem. Let's compare the changes. That's what you get when you work in two IDEs at the same time. So it's oh, what I'm going to do, let's resolve the conflicts. I don't think I have ever done this. So it's going to go with this, revert. No, we're going to leave that there. And we want this in, no, that's actually, I think it tried to merge the changes and did it quite well. Yeah, I think it did it quite well. No, it did not. We need this there. What's the left? So the left is the file and the right is what we have in Visual Studio Code. What do we want? Resolve saved conflict. We want this in the file. How do we do that? Can we copy this to here? No, this is read only. This is actually what's going to end up. So I think we actually want this. No, that's fine there. We want this here and here. And we save. Use the actions in the editor toolbar. Mark overwrite file contents. Okay, I just did. And let's close all in Visual Studio Code and refresh here and see what we ended up with. Yeah, I think that worked well. So we're going to redo this search And now we should see that we are using the talk action at least here. We're going to replicate this in the console user interface. Yep. And we're going to run the game again. Yep. It's working well. Ooh, interesting. It looks like, let's look at the XML file for monsters. Oh, that's not good. It broke this into two dialogue lines, as you can see here. What's this character? Oh, so it's like a buffer. Crap. When it's reading the XML files, this character method is like a buffer. Chunks. Crap. The locator provides useful information. This is crazy. This doesn't make sense. How do we know? Oof. I don't know if I want to deal with this. It's a chunk, so it's dividing this into two chunks for some reason. How do we know we are inside the same chunk? It says that we should use the locator. What is the locator? All the characters in a single event must come from the same external entity. Yeah, this is not meant for this. We know. Crap. You know what? Let's attempt to do it. So we're going to have to have something like this, like a string current dialog line, and when a dialog line starts, in addition to this, we reset the current dialog line. And do we have an end element? So we need to check if the end element is a dialog line. And if that's the case, that is the place where we actually add the current dialog line. I don't know if this is helpful at all in modern game dev. Do you expect a parser library to do these kind of things to you? This was a long time ago. Current dialog line. And in here, what we do is we append. We could use a string builder here, but it's not worth it. We're just going to plus equals this new string. And we're going to delete this. No, let's leave it. No, let's delete it. That should be it. Save all. We don't need to re-encrypt the file because the file was good. The problem was the loader. Yes, 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 that was it. Okay, so we do have NPCs that we can locate in fixed places. Next step would be like adding them as part of the random levels. which by the way, I need to really lower the spawn rate. It's crazy. It's very, very, very hard, even for me. Look at that. Yeah, we need to lower the spawn rate. I'm dead. Super hard. Annoying. Yeah, look at that. Oh, what? Oh, that's an NPC. If I manage to kill these guys and survive, crap, that's the NPC. So, what do we want to do here? It generated here because it's just a normal, if you saw the monsters file, uh, and that's almost deliberate. I also wanted them to have like some kind of generic NPCs that would spawn as part of the normal levels of the game. Maybe. I don't know because I don't have a control of the rarity of the monsters that appear. You know, this is just a monster that appears from level 1. Um, we can't exempt the NPCs from being considered to be spawned or have some limits to the number of NPCs that are created or something like that. I think for now I'm going to only, I don't know how much sense it has to include them into the dungeon levels that are full of also enemies, unless they interact with the enemies or somehow. So let's do this. Let's not include them as part of the roles for enemies. Or we could have something like is unique. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to have two kinds of NPCs. This is test NPC. This is going to be unique NPC. And it's unique. So we are going to tag this as is unique NPC. And the other one is the normal one. So welcome to the abyss of Bringlia. This is all that this one's going to say. Whereas the other, it's just a random guy that's on the dungeon. So we're going to change the first map to use the unique NPC, and we are going to change, or we're going to include the GFX appearance for the unique NPC. Let's make it look a little bit different and maybe use this one. Yeah, that's 14.6. And where level master level generator spawn info frequency, where is this used? Let's look for this in the project. Inhabitants Prelude Arena. This is not currently being used by Thrash. This is a legacy code from Castlevania roguelike because this is where it was built from. Thrash level generator. These are stuffs. Where do we check for the mean level? Yeah, that's gonna give us the hint that we need. So if we look for the mean level of the monster definition here, get mean level, Monster factory, get monster for level. If, well, true, a random element of this, if random monster get min level is lesser than that, if I'm going to change this, random monster is unique. If it's not unique and it's within the level, then we got it. And we're going to change this from unique is unique NPC unique is unique set unique. And in the monster loader, we are going to change this is unique. Not is unique NPC, just it's unique because it can be a unique monster as well. And I wonder, okay, I think for the Chimera, for the end boss, probably it just has a very high min level or something like that. Let's confirm that. Chimera, min level 14. Magus, is this what prevents? Probably that's what prevents uh, multiple end bosses from being spawned. Anyways, set unique. If it's unique, then we don't include it in the monsters for the level. And we need to load this. Unique NPC is unique. This one is not unique. Save all. Run the monster encryptor. Refresh data. Copy the encrypted file into data here. Replace. Close the other game that is already running. And run a new one. Oh well, not that encryptor. The real game. And here's the unique NPC. The unique NPC says, welcome to the Abyss of Bringlia. And if we jump into the dungeon, we see a normal NPC. And actually, yeah, we need some way. We need them to interact with the other enemies. And we also need a way to control the frequency of the different enemies besides just this function that selects a random, where was it? Here. This needs some work. We need to have a rarity for monster. Right now it's pretty brute force and they all have the same mode of appearing. And actually we do want to keep the design of Trash untouched as possible. But yeah, some things will be inevitable. So we'll see. Mm, but for now, I believe that's enough of a progress. So we're going to commit the changes. I'm going to refresh here. And let's see what we did. Oh crap. Let's fix that talk action, the imports that we're using there. I prefer to change first on Eclipse so we avoid that out of sync thing. We don't need any of those things. So yeah, walk. So we're going to add a commit that says bump into NPCs to talk with them. That's like the big uh, change. So that includes the talk action, the changes to not slash through them, the NPC AI. Let's bundle that here as well. and the two test NPCs, the changes in the monster loader to load the dialogue lines. We're going to also bundle here um, spawn unique and normal NPCs and make them wander randomly. A pretty big commit, but it's okay. Mm, this is fine. This is just to prevent the NPCs from attacking you. And probably should change it so that they do attack you if you attack them. I will at least leave a to-do for that. Um, that's we gotta change the action selector to probably monster monster no to the that's to the basic monster AI. Yeah, they should change selector when you attack them. But also the walk action, the monster walk action should change so that no, this try land here. If to do allow attacked NPCs to attack the player. Yeah, let's leave that to do there because else it's always fun to have them attack you back. And maybe if we're going to have some pretty powerful NPCs that you don't want to attack because they can kill you or something like that. So we put that here. Dialog lines for the monster definition is NPC is unique. All these we need in. Monster factory only generating them here. Changes to bump to talk in the console UI and also in the graphics UI. Bump to talk. Then the superclass as well. And the main launcher. That's it. And also, well, let's also commit the test NPCs. Pretty big commit, but there it goes. And we now have support for NPCs that give you some dialogue lines to help with the player getting to know the setting of the game. And yeah, I think that should cover today's session. I did not manage to include lore items that you can like bump to read or something like that, but at least it should allow us to start feeling the game with cool NPCs. I think that will complete today's coding session. However, as a bonus, I will play a little bit. So let me set up that and see how long I can survive in the abyss of Bringlia. So let me balance the sound mix a little bit. Let me present that individual window. Let's see if that can be done. How will it work? Okay, but if I do that, I'm not sharing the audio. That's interesting. How can I share the audio? I don't think I can. So let's not share the audio for now. The audio is still temporary because we're still using the audio from Drash, and we will eventually not do that. We also need, there's also a pending uh, change, which is allowing to scale the window. Anyways, let's play. So we're going to leave here, create a new um, character. Going trying to looks fine like this. New character name is going to be Bringlia, and we are going to play the game. We're going to select discipline first. Discipline improves the speed and the evasion. So we assimilate the power and we are into the abyss of Bringlia. And we have two enemies already running at us. So we're going to change tactics to brave. I'm going to hit it. 2 hits and both are dead. Reset from brave, set back to brave, reset. And basically what we're doing here is we're looking for the portal to the next level. Here's a yellow potion which recovers the mana. We can also use the magic missile spell, but this is not an enemy. This is an unassigned enemy tile, item tile. This is an enemy, and this is an enemy as well. So let's use the magic missile. We hit the giant rat. Oh no, yeah, we did. And then we just hit him again. Iron hammer. So we pick the iron hammer. Iron hammer has 40% of, I believe it's hit chance, probably. Whereas the dagger that we're using, no, that's the integrity. No, I don't know what it is. The dagger has 60% of chance of hitting, but it has 3 points of attack. It does seem that the weapons don't degrade, which is great. Only the armor degrades. So what should we do here? Let's take the iron hammer because it hits harder, or should we continue with the dagger? We'll continue with the dagger. Okay, another snake. I should have launched a magic missile at it. Are you an enemy or an item? It's a rock? What? Another rock? Oh, and that's a mana fountain. So we can use that to recover all of our mana. So let's shoot a magic missile to the bat. Evades. Hit with the dagger. And so we know there's a minimap. We know that there's a mana fountain there. And that's, I don't know what that is. Another mana fountain. Oh, we have a lot of mana here to dispose. So we can use all the items that we have. Red fountain, mana water. Why does it look a bit different when compared to this? I don't know. And this is a rock? Oh, that's the teleportation device. So that's the exit of the level. Is that a monster? No, that's a weapon. That one is a monster. Cudgel. Cudgel has 70% of chance of hitting, but only 2 attack. But if we improve our combat, then it will be more useful. A torch. So torches increase the line of sight or the field of view that you can see. So I think we're ready to abandon the level. I'll really recover all my mana. Uh, this one we can also use to record my mana, but I was already full, so whatever. Did I explore the entire level? Almost. There was a portion here that I did not explore. Let's take a look, but probably nothing there. Yeah, well, there's a torch. Oh, and a dagger, and an enemy, and some coins. So yeah, it was worth exploring. Oops. Giant rat. So, well, our HP is 40 out of 60. Um, we are still doing fine. Cannot pass through there. This fountain is now depleted, so we go into the next level. Cast magic missile at the bat, but we are a bit slow when it comes to magic right now. Our casting speed is 0. That is why it takes so long for us to fire a missile. Whereas our attack speed, well, it's still 0, but we got a 10. Probably that 10 comes from the dagger, because which it should be quick to attack with the dagger. This goblin is hitting us super hard. This gremlin. What happened there? It's like, okay, so that's the reward. Hand axe. Attack 3 and 70%. I like that. So we're going to wear it. The hand axe. And if you see here, attack speed went back to 0. So we gotta let the player know about the attack. The attack speed or the speed bonus that the weapons grant, and I got 11 HP, so I'm going to use a yellow potion. And I feel slightly better, not super better, but slightly better. I'm going to use another one. I got 7 of them. Oops. The giant spider shoots some stuff at us. We're weak. That's a fountain of mana. We need a fountain of health. The rat is hitting us as we is the rat hitting us as we escape now. Let's attack the rat and the spider. We are almost dead, so we use another potion. We are out of poise, so basically we are being hit directly to our HP because we are tired of trying to dodge attacks. So what should we do? I'm going to try to cast magic missile. I'm almost dead. Let's use another potion. And crap, we died. We died in the level 2 of the Bringlia Abyss. And we can actually create a record of this guy. So this is us, Bringlia. I'm going to go for another shot. Bringlia 2. Oh, the 2 did not went in. We're going to select, we're going to go melee. So let's go with temper first. Temper gives us attack +1, poison break, poise break +1, HP +5, poise +5, and attack speed +5. So yeah, we want that. If we check the character sheet, we now have 15 attack speed, so we're much more quick. And yeah, overall we should be doing much better here, killing things. So Iron Hammer is attack 4, 40% hit. Okay, that is a health water, yeah, and that's an NPC. We just added them. All hopes are lost for us. Yes, I know. Get the yellow potion. That's not an NPC. That's a peasant. That is a weapon. Cudgel. That's iron hammer. We are getting stocking up on weapons. Magic missile. Even if we are um, melee oriented, we can still and should still use the magic that we have at hand. We mistakenly used the prayer spell there, so we recovered some HP, but that should only be done in emergencies. We are unworthy now. That's a mana thing, and that's probably the teleportation device, the end of the level. And that is, what is that? Uh, Health water. So let's drink it. We recover all HP. Iron hammer. That's an NPC, which of course we are going to have much more variety later on, but we do need them to interact with the level. They cannot just be there in the middle of monsters, for instance. That's a bigger health fountain, but we actually don't need it. We are ready to leave this level. Um, so let's leave the level. Do I want? Okay, so the leather armor is almost destroyed, but I don't have anything else. I can equip the pair of boots, which prevents paralysis. So let's do that. Equip the pair of boots and go into the next level. Giant rat. That's a goblin. So they are gremlin and it's super quick. You see that it moved twice. Yellow potion. Magic missile. Oh, they are trying to corner me, so I'm going to run away. Ooh, ooh, they're hitting me super hard. Okay. Let's not panic. That the rats are pretty quick and they hit me once while fleeing. But I'm going to use the yellow potion. I'm going to check. So my dagger. I think I will just fight. Fight them out and rise victorious. That's a mana fountain. I really need to get some healing spells to use my mana to heal. Crap. Take this magic missile. Barely scratches. And I'm almost dead. So chuck that yellow potion. Two of them. No. I cannot handle them. So we're going to walk back. I'm almost dead. I will probably die. So I'm going to get another potion. and I died. And this game is very, very hard, even for me as the developer. So two consecutive rounds dying in level two. Actually, I think in this first round of mm, redefining the monsters, this is probably too unbalanced. So that's probably some of what we're going to be doing this week, besides uh, adding the narrative aspects. But that's the game. I hope you like it, or at least how it's shaping up. It's going to become better, hopefully. Mm. The idea with this game is this is a very, very straightforward roguelike, and this notion of coffee break roguelike that you can just have a run, in very short time. I had like two runs in 30 minutes, probably or less. So yeah, that's what the abyss of Bringlia is going to be. So I hope you like this midnight coding session. If you are watching this on YouTube, remember to subscribe or in Twitch. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next session.